Hello, I'm Camelia and welcome to KiniNews. A PNMP has called on Mat Sabu to step down as minister or for Anwar to replace him with someone more qualified. The lawmaker claimed that Mat Sabu was not leading his ministry to solve problems. PN-Tanjong Karang MP Zulkafperi Hanapi has called for Agriculture and Food Security Minister Mohamad Sabu to resign. He said this is as Mohamad had failed to manage his ministry in dealing with issues such as the egg and rice crisis. He said this while debating the Public Finance and Fiscal Responsibility Bill 2023 in Parliament today.
Ketua parti bukanlah kriteria yang melayakkan secara automatik seseorang itu untuk diangkat sebagai menteri. Ini jelas dengan kegagalan Menteri Pertanian dan Ketajanan Makanan yang kelihatan dipandu dan bukan memandu kementeriannya. Ini terselah dalam isu telur dan sekarang isu beras putih tempatan. Jadi saya memohon maaf dan dengan penuh takzim menyeru Kota Raja untuk meletakkan jawatan menteri ataupun yang amat berhormat PMX perlulah menggantikan beliau dengan seorang menteri yang lebih berkelayakan bagi menerajui kementerian penting ini dan sekaligus menyelesaikan isu makanan rakyat ini.
Previously, there had been reports of a shortage in supply of local rice to consumers. It was also alleged that a cartel was manipulating the price of local rice by selling standard rice, which is price controlled, as broken rice, which is not. In July, there were also claims that several suppliers had increased the prices of eggs to as high as 60 cents per tray, following an egg shortage. The police have recorded Sanusi's statement. This time it is over his speech in Pelangai during the by-elections. Pahang police have recorded Kedah Menteri Besar Mohamad Sanusi Madnor's statement. This was over 2 police reports lodged against him during the campaign for the recent Pelangai by-election. According to Bernama, Pahang Police Chief Yahya Othman said police recorded Sanusi's statement in Bentong on October 7th. He said that they had recorded statements from 5 people and the investigation is ongoing. He added that the matter will be referred to the Deputy Public Prosecutor. Yahya said the investigation against Sanusi was being made in accordance with Section 4 of the Sedition Act, Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act, and Section 4A of the Election Offences Act. It is learned that the police reports were related to Sanusi's speech on September 22nd during the campaign for the Pelangai by-election. Fadlina Sidek believes changes to the guidelines on dealing with sexual harassment in schools will ensure there's no repeat of cases such as that of Ain Husnizas. She said this while pledging to end sexual harassment and bullying in schools during her time as Education Minister. Education Minister Fadlina Sidek said there will be no more Ain Husniza case and pledged to end sexual harassment during her time as Minister. Ain Husniza Saiful Nizam, who spoke up in April 2021 against one of her teachers for allegedly making a rape joke in class, was then bombarded with lawsuits and threats. In an interview with Malaysia Kini, Fadlina stressed her ministry won't compromise on the 3 big sins, namely bullying, sexual harassment, and communalism. She said the ministry had streamlined the guidelines to ensure it won't happen again and to resolve sexual harassment and bullying in a timely manner.
Kita memang ambil serius perkara ini. Sebab itu, kalau ada kes yang melibatkan aduan berkaitan dengan gangguan seksual, dia mesti melalui proses dan terus kepada autoriti. Ya? Dan kita tak bagi ruang langsung, maknanya sama ada soal dia jadi satu proses yang panjang, kita tak nak. Maknanya ada aduan, khususnya kita selesaikan mengikut aduan. Ada laporan polis, kita serah kepada polis dan kemudian kita akan melindungi kanak-kanak ini dengan segera.
Fadlina also commented on period spot checks, which was particularly prevalent in residential schools. She hit out at former Education Minister Radzi Jidin for not addressing the issue of period spot checks directly. She added that ever since she came in, they had tackled the issue and there have been no more complaints about it. Zuraida Kamaruddin has been given a court date in the middle of next year over her appeal on the 10 million ringgit bond lawsuit by PKR. The Court of Appeal has set the date to hear former PKR Vice President Zuraida Kamaruddin's appeal against the ruling for her to pay 10 million ringgit to PKR. The case will be heard on July 1st, 2024. Zuraida is appealing against the High Court's order for her to pay 10 million ringgit for defecting after clinching the Ampang parliamentary seat in the 14th general election. On June 23rd, the court allowed PKR's 10 million ringgit bond lawsuit against the former minister, who lost the seat to her former party colleague, Rodzia Ismail, during GE15 last year. The court also ordered Zuraida to pay 50,000 ringgit in costs to PKR. During the trial, PKR Secretary General Saifuddin Nasution Ismail testified that Zuraida won the Ampang seat as she contested under the party's banner rather than the strength of her character. Zuraida had testified that she did not know the details of the 10 million ringgit bond as she was allegedly forced to sign it prior to contesting. DAP's Tony Pua and Yeo Bee Yin have withdrawn their appeal over a defamation suit ruling against them. In 2008, the duo were found by the Shah Alam High Court to have defamed a former MCA vice president. DAP's Tony Pua and Yeo Bee Yin have withdrawn their appeal over a Shah Alam High Court ruling for them to pay 350,000 ringgit in damages to former Deputy Women, Family and Community Development Minister Chew Mei Fun. The appellate bench had initially set today to hear the duo's appeal over the lower court ruling delivered on November 30th last year. Back in 2018, Chew dismissed the allegations that land was sold to MCA at an undervalued price, which was carried in 3 news portal articles as well as a Facebook video, as false. At the time, Yeo was the Damansara Utama Assembly person and Pua was Petaling Jaya Utara MP. The duo had claimed that Chew, as the former Petaling Jaya Utara MP and part of the District Land Committee, was authorized to approve land deals in her constituency and had been complicit in the purchase of land way below the market price. The court found that Chew was never a member of the JTK, which approved the alienation of the said land to MCA at the material time, namely between 2006 and 2007. Efforts to make secondary school education compulsory are moving forward. According to the Deputy Education Minister, the ministry will soon hold discussions with relevant stakeholders on the bill. The Education Ministry is in the midst of drafting a bill to raise the mandatory school age from primary school to secondary school. Deputy Education Minister Lim Hui Ying said that the ministry has initiated stakeholder engagements with relevant government agencies, Suhakam, National Union of Teaching Profession and NGOs. The new policy would require children to study up to the SPM level. Lim also told the Dewan Rakyat today that dropouts among students in both primary and secondary schools have seen an overall downward trend from 2019 to 2022. The main factors that led to dropouts were due to lack of interest, work obligations, family issues, marriage, and lack of access due to distance. Meanwhile, regarding dropouts due to homeschooling, Lim told Pasir Mas MP Ahmad Fadli Shari, who had raised the question, that this may be because of children who required special needs education. She added that the ministry will carry out a more detailed study on the matter.
Tentang pendidikan khas tu, kebanyakan yang memilih homeschooling kerana individu budak-budak anak-anak kita yang mungkin ada keperluan yang special, keperluan khas. Jadi kita akan membuat tindakan atau membuat kajian yang lebih terperinci atas homeschooling ini. Sekian, terima kasih.
Next, we have a branded capsule brought to you by Kini Halal.
Halal Integrated Platform HIP, powered by Halal Development Corporation and Kini Halal, inked a Memorandum of Agreement MOA to jointly promote and disseminate accurate narrative about the halal industry.
In the past, when we talk about, bila kita bercakap berkenaan dengan halal ni, dia memang ramai yang akan tengok okey ni persijilan saja. So, jadi kita sebenarnya bila kita dalam HDC ni itself, kita tengok halal ni is bigger than that. Persijilan adalah salah satu sahaja elemen daripada bisnes halal ni lah. So maknanya selepas ni kita kena tengok dari segi financing, marketing dan lain-lain. So itu sebabnya bila ada Kini Halal ni, kita boleh jadikan benda ni sebagai satu platform untuk kita talk from the perspective of industry. Kita tak nak fokus on halal sahaja, halal certification sahaja, tetapi apa-apa yang berkaitan dengan halal tu kita kena sama-sama masukkan dalam konten ni supaya semua lebih well educated lah.
This collaboration plays a vital role in raising awareness and knowledge sharing among the halal industry players and consumers in order to boost halal sector in line with the Halal Industry Master Plan HIMP 2030.
Selalu kita orang dengar SME ni mengeluh diorang susah nak dapatkan info halal dekat satu tempat yang mudah untuk diorang rujuk lah. Kita orang akan bekerjasama dengan HIMP untuk hasilkan lebih banyak konten halal supaya semua pengusaha industri halal kat Malaysia ni dapat jadikan Kini Halal ni the go-to halal channel dekat Malaysia ni.
The strategic collaboration aspires to facilitate the local halal businesses in marketing and promotion to continue expanding and penetrating the international market.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.